Hi everybody, thank you for joining me. This is Living Divinity. I want to tell all my subscribers, hey, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Without you, there would be no need for me to be here. So you're supporting me by subscribing, and it just makes me feel so overjoyed. It makes me feel happy and content, and I feel like I'm growing something with all of you with me. Spirit is here with us, and that we grow this channel together. And there will be very many messages that I hope that we will receive on this channel that'll help you, guide you, direct you, give you the strength and the courage to do whatever it is that you need to do. Okay, so I'm going to begin with a prayer. So this is actually just I won't call it a generic prayer. I will say that it is a prayer. Okay, it's not really my prayer. Okay, it's because I want to focus on certain things. So let me see. All right, so this is the prayer for today. Lord, thank you for this day. I ask that you would guide my path today, and more specifically, my thoughts, words, and actions. Please be with me throughout the day and help me navigate whatever comes my way. Most importantly, help me to reflect and live out my life in a way that is honoring to you. Amen. So, I'm going to start trying to maybe do these little mini prayers. And the reason why I say that is because, it's just a different thought process, and it helps me to grow on learning different forms of prayer, different sentences put together, and what does that mean to me, and how will it help me throughout the day, and is it encouraging, is it, all those things, right? So I have the long prayer at the end, and I was just thinking that maybe I'm not even sure if you guys are even reading it, because you're not even commenting, okay? And it's for me too. The prayers are for me, but they're for you as well. So so the mini prayers just make sense right now. If you want me to do the long prayers in the body of the posting, just let me know, okay? There's a lot of time and effort put in, and I don't mind doing it if people are using it and appreciating it and finding support within my prayers, okay? So if that's the case, just put in a comment for me and let me know. Yeah, I really appreciate your prayers that you put down below. Please keep doing it. Okay, so next we have Miracles Now, and it says, my positive energy leaves a powerful impression on the world. So, positive energy. When I think of that, when I think of what positive energy I leave, for me, God blessed me to do my paintings, and I have been blessed to just give so many, right? And it makes me feel good that people actually hang the pictures on the wall, and and then whenever they look at the picture, they think of me, right? But I always say it, it's not really a gift from me, but it's a gift that God has blessed me to give to you. So not only, hopefully they think more of the heavens, more of our Heavenly Father. But, I guess I'm the creator, right? So I'm just saying that when I gift jewelry, or when I gift my paintings, or when I gift my time, it's God allowing me to do this. So I say thank you for the compliment, and I also say, it's only by God's grace can I give this to you. So I love to give, and I love to see people's face light up when they're not expecting it. So the ladies get a little shy, and they're like, "Are you sure? Do you want some money for it, or whatever?" No. I want you to have it. It's God's grace. God's grace be with all of us, right? So I guess for me, that would be my positive energy that I could leave for others. Okay, so let me know what yours is. If you need any help, any kind of guidance, you can just send me a message, and I'll do my best to respond. And of course, I always give you my best advice, right? Okay, so moving forward, positive energy, leave some positive energy, right? For others to appreciate. You could be just helping out, over at the school, or at a nursing home. Just giving time, right? Sharing positive thoughts. That's always been one of my things I wanted to do, is be one of those ladies at the hospital for like the greeters that take you where you need to go. All right, so now we have your soul purpose, and we have the restaurateur. Okay, and it says, I bless the cook. I am conscious of the many people involved in putting good food on the table. I easily absorb and process all that goes on around me. Okay. So let me read that out of the book for you. It's under entrepreneur. So for a restaurant, it takes like location, right? Then it calls for what's on the menu and how well it's prepared, and the customer service as a whole, and the whole what do you call it, the ambiance, the feel when you get there. If you have all those elements, and people are willing to pay. They're willing to pay for a good meal, good service, good atmosphere, and a good location, right? Okay, so entrepreneur is the world of bringing food from farm to table of particular interest to you. Included in this life path category are food growers, farmers, and all the people involved in the culinary arts. From those who plant the seeds and tend to the animals, to food delivery personnel and restaurant managers, the people who play a role in the food industry, all have an essential role in our society, also known as Andalusite, has a center cross on it, and the other stone is chiastolite. Okay. It energetically aligns with this life path because of the earth-centered focus required to ensure that food is available to fulfill the most basic of our survival needs. as well as for culinary delights. Restaurants, cooks, the whole restaurant staff are connected with the art of preparation, cooking, and presentation of food. When the restaurant and ALOHA card appears for you, it is a reminder to be conscious in every step of the process when preparing food. This includes having a grateful awareness for the many people it takes to bring food to your plate. I use ALOHA as a reminder to be mindful of my thoughts when I prepare and serve food in my home. The distinctive X is a reminder of the food source from seed to fruition. Take a moment to bless the person who prepared your food, as well as all the others involved in bringing you this meal, including the farmers, the truck drivers, the bookkeepers, the waiters, and the restaurant owners who dedicate their lives to being part of the process that nourishes your physical body. Everything is energy, and the positive vibration the cook brings to their creations fosters good health and well-being. Okay. So, next we're going to do the divine feather. Okay. And here's the feather that we have. And it is the owl. Okay. Okay. The owl. A bird of the night, the owl has incredible vision and hearing. Owls hunt by using their listening skills, inviting us to tap into a greater sense of inner listening and awareness. The ancient goddess Athena carries an owl on her shoulder as a knowing companion who represents the wise counsel of nature. It was believed in ancient Rome that the owl feather placed on a sleeping person would reveal their deepest secrets. The owl is also a powerful symbol of the feminine and the moon, and is often tied to prophecy and darkness. As a nocturnal bird, their appearance at dawn or dusk can be associated with in-between times when the veil between the realms is the thinnest. In all these ways, owl is a powerful symbol of our own intuitive senses and abilities. Now is the time to start seeing things using the higher senses. Owl Messenger is here to assure you that your intuition is correct, that darkness and murkiness that surround a certain situation is merely a perception. Begin to access your intuitive skills to see the answers clearly. It may be an inner sense of knowing, viewing, listening, or feeling that needs to be used separately or together. Have you been resisting listening to your inner wisdom? Owl Messenger urges you to do so now. Allow there to be light within the darkness and find the answers you seek. Embrace this part of yourself as you do so. Energies, intuition, listening, awareness. Season fall, element air, color black, white, gray, or brown. Your affirmation is, my intuition is powerful and vibrant. I honor this inner wisdom. Okay. Next we have native spirit. Okay. And we have the elder. Let's see. Okay. The elder is that deer with the big rack on it, right? And then there's, let's see, there's a little baby deer there. Okay, elder. Card meaning is confidence, entering your power, standing strong. You are a leader, stepping into the light. Let your truth be heard and felt by others. Make a stand in life. You carry deep inner wisdom. You are a teacher and a leader in the deepest sense of the words. You are a beacon for others. Your native spirit wants you to know. In native cultures, the elders, tribal chiefs, and clan leaders are looked to for advice and leadership. When this card chooses you, it's time to step into your leadership role. An elder walks the path, stomps the grass down, and throws the boulders out of the way so that the path is easier for others. Sometimes you might find yourself alone or tired, but know that what you're doing is making a difference in the lives of many. The greatest leaders are those who know how to serve, supporting others to reach their dreams. Even if you've been in the background and in the past, right now it's your turn to step forward and become the light for others. The journey being an elder and a tribal leader means speaking your truth even if it's hard and even if you're afraid. If there's anyone you need to stand up to, this is the time. Being a leader means supporting others. So if there's anyone you need to support or make amends with, this is the time. So it's very powerful when you do speak your piece. And it's, to me, like if you have to fuss to speak your piece, yeah, you're being heard, but you're not really being heard. If you can speak your piece and keep your tone at a steady level throughout everything that you have to say, I think that's when people hear you most. They're really going to take you serious. Other than that, if you stomp your feet and I want it this way and this is the way that it needs to be and that sort of thing, people just kind of probably look at you like you're a little catty or, you're expressing it in the wrong way, right? Anyways, so we all have to learn, and not all of us can carry ourselves a certain way all the time, but there are those real genuine people who speak their piece and stand in their truth. And that's the whole thing. If you can do those two things for yourself and for others, it means something. It means, like, if you have something that's going on in your family that you don't like, you can't just really turn your eye to it. You can, but if it's hurting somebody else, like I was always told you could do whatever you want as long as you're not hurting yourself, hurting others, or like there's no like lying, betraying, stealing, but whatever it is that you do, if it causes emotions and you just go about your day and don't even care, then someone needs to let you know, that's not right, like grandma wouldn't appreciate it, or if grandma was alive or if mom was alive, would you be acting like that, or whatever, I mean, sometimes people, I don't understand why meanness can come out, but it does. It comes out at the worst time sometimes. And, you still love them, but you still try to say your piece. Okay, so next we have the message from the mermaids. And I have this way of circulating these cards. So I'm down to the last two. I said, oh heck, we'll just do them both. Okay. So we have abundance and, well, the lighting's not that good. Let's see. Oh boy. Well, it's not too bad, I guess. What's going on? Well, it's a little reflective. Is that better? It's a little better. Okay. So we'll just go alphabetically. Abundance and be spontaneous. Allow abundance to flow to you. The treasure is already yours. You only need to trust and be open to receive. You deserve this incoming abundance. This mermaid is sharing her abundance with you. The treasures you see is symbolic of the treasures awaiting you in their many forms. These could be material or spiritual. The key to receiving abundance is to be grateful for what you already have. It's about knowing your self-worth, as this affects how swiftly abundance will flow to you. Do you believe that you deserve to receive? Answer honestly. If any limiting thoughts come to you, write them down and without judgment, and see if there's anything you can do on a practical level to shift any blocks, spiritually or physically. Still reflective. Okay, it's fine for you to ask what you need. Ask for what you need, but always set your intention as this or something better. That way you're leaving room for the universe to manifest without limitations. Are you being asked to provide abundance for someone else? Is there a person or are there people around you who could do with a helping hand and attaining of abundance? Perhaps you could use your spiritual and or physical treasures to help others see ways to enhance their ability to receive abundance in their lives. Do you let money go through your fingers? Does it burn a hole in your metaphorical pocket or your mermaid's purse? Protect your finances by putting away some for savings for a rainy day. Whatever your circumstance, the energy of abundance is all around you, so prepare yourself for whichever form of flow of abundance will take, and be ready to receive. And then be spontaneous. Be spontaneous. Do something that takes you out of your normal routine. Life can become a little too predictable when we become creatures of habit. It's time for a positive action. This mermaid is feeling very comfortable with her life, so much so that she's forgotten to take risk and embrace the spontaneity of life. She says it's time to do something different every day, even if it's just one simple thing. This will allow your life to flow in fresh new ways. It's more than okay to be comfortable, and comfort zones are well comfortable, which is why it's easy to stay in them. Yet staying in a fixed pattern can cause our sparkle to dull. We need variety in our lives to keep things fresh, beautiful, and positive. Variety helps to keep our energy flowing and allows new and beautiful experience to gravitate towards us. Be bold and take action. Join a class, learn something new, stop watching TV for a while and see what the universe wishes to fill the gap with. When you create space for something new, the universe will generally oblige. You need to take the first step, though, and dare to be spontaneous. Will you take up the challenge? When this card appears, it's a strong message to try something new, to mix things up in a positive way. Nothing needs to be disrupted. A small change can make the world of difference, not only to yourself, but to others. However, if you don't relate to this interpretation, another message from this card is perhaps another message from this card is that perhaps it's the time to stay in your comfort zone. The routines and safety may be exactly what's needed in your life right now. Okay. So next we have the animal messages, and we have the rabbit. Discernment before a passionate encounter leads to the magic of love. Hair travels lightly, unfettered, and counsels that you, too, jettison worries that tether you to the present and tie you to the past. Cleansing, enlightening your mind through meditation or by sharing your fears with another. Unburden, you may then react quickly as the future speedily unfolds, avoiding disaster and seizing opportunity. Hair knows how fragile is the heart. If deeply drawn to another, look first into their mind and soul, for it is discernment followed by passion that leads to the magic of love. Well, I probably read that probably a few times during all these readings, but I don't know, it kind of hit me different this time. Okay, so next we have the Akashic Tarot. And I've done my pre-shuffle, but I'm going to shuffle it some more. Okay. Oops. Okay, I wasn't really ready, but I'll see what it is. It's the Queen of Keys. Okay. So I guess during this reading, if the King of Keys comes out, then we can say that there would be a match out here. Let's see what's on the bottom. Oh, the King of Roses. Okay. So, we'll begin. Okay. The Queen of Forces. So we saw the Queen of Keys, and we saw the King of Roses, and now we have the Queen of Forces. So the Queen of Forces, this card shows a woman balancing the energies of a sun in one hand and the moon in the other, with a river flowing beneath her feet. The Queen of Forces represents a woman who can help to bring greater balance to your life. She brings an unusual combination of power and peace, creativity and receptivity. in both her energy and her support. Sometimes this card can represent a person in your life, either you or another, coming into a phase of great power and an ability to sustain it with wonderful results. There is a gift of grace and serene understanding when this card is upright. It also brings new roles and opportunities, careers, and many of the science, global communication, nature, and energy may now be available to you. The Queen of Forces could also indicate the appearance of a possible love interest or an associate in business or in a creative project who has powerful influence and connections for you or for another. It may be someone you know or somebody new, but when this card appears, there is a tender yet powerful support. During this time, choose to support yourself as well. You hold the forces of the sun, creativity, and the moon, receptivity, and only you yourself can direct the energy of your eternal life. Feel the Queen of Forces approach. She offers all sorts of support and energy. Who is she in your life? Take a deep breath and tap the inner part of you that rules the forces of the world. Okay, so that's our first card. Let's see. Okay. All right. So next we have the Three of Roses. And that's loving elementals. Okay. Really a pretty card. Three of Roses. Playful fairies and water sprites frolic in the air around a little child. They fill the air with expanding joy and happiness. Although many people don't believe in the elementals, nature spirits of all kinds do exist, and they do have more powers than can be imagined. They live in the elements of earth, air, wind, and fire, and they're willing to share the guidance, well-being, and inspiration of the Akashic records that exist in the natural world. This card is here to tell you that joy will soon be increasing. It also encourages you to remember to have fun, being more playfulness. See, that doesn't bring more playfulness to your daily life. Let yourself sing a little and laugh a lot. Call on the elementals to inspire you in this and in other areas. They are a font of fun and upliftment that can expand the joy of your life in great measures. Close your eyes and feel the air abuzz with the flight and dance of elementals all around you. Feel yourself smile in the happy lightness of being they bring. Every time you take a moment to do this, you open your heart to joy. So yeah, laughing is very healing. And it brings about good memories. So I love times of laughter. Okay, next we have paths unknown. Paths unknown. It's number 8 on the scrolls. Woodland animals gather around a woman who stands in a small clearing in the forest. The fork before her breaks into 3 separate paths. The middle is clear and bright. The left is much darker, with more trees and growth, and the right is dappled by sunlight with a few shadows falling here and there across it. This card reveals that you've been traveling on a path that's known to you, and it shows you the way to the expected outcomes. But there are 2 other paths that aren't as clear. Remember, if you stay with only the known and the seemingly safe, you won't catch the unseen opportunities that can come your way. Some options may be unexpected and perhaps a little risky. Don't be so attached to your agenda that you miss them. Happily, during this phase, you can investigate unknown paths and make the decisions that lie before you with confidence. You are flexible and brave enough to step into the shadows. Stay alert. Extraordinary opportunities abound in the least expected places. Close your eyes and see a path cloaked in shadow before you. It might be a little scary because it's unknown. Step right into the shadow and feel yourself filled with the excitement of uncertainty and unknown opportunity. Are you ready for a surprise? Okay. Are you ready for a surprise? Next we have the 7 of Roses, the journey. The journey. 7 of Roses. A seaport teems with activity as cargo is loaded off and onto many different ships. 2 women on a small tender boat are on their way to the great ship that will take them on their journey. 2 men with their trunks and cases wait to follow. This card shows a time for a journey, a move, or a relocation. You may be taking your work or creative endeavors in a whole new direction, whether figuratively to a new industry or literally to a new city. However this journey occurs, it is sure to take you to new places and greater opportunities, although it may require leaving something safe behind. This is not the time for staying safe in the harbor. It's time for finding and exploring new worlds. So get packed. Now close your eyes and see yourself embarking on a magical journey. Feel movement swirl around you and anticipation fill you. Where do you want to go? How would you like to get there? Okay, next is the Muse, our first major arcana in this reading. The Muse. 15. The Muse plays a song of upliftment and imagination. The petals of inspiration drift upon the wind, filling the air with light and creativity. This card shows a time of very heightened resourcefulness and inventiveness for you. Any creative project, new or old, can receive exceptional energy now, both from you and from the universe. Call to the spirit muses and let them join you and the creator within to lift your project to the skies. Close your eyes and touch in with the force of inspiration and pure potential. A swirl of music, beauty, movement, and imagination flow through you and around you. You can give birth to any possibilities. Feel the power of creation now. Okay. Next we have Caught in the Ruins, which is the next one. We went from 15 to 16 on the Major Arcana. Okay. In the ruins of a medieval castle, there is an old prison. The bars are still intact, but there's no roof over the room, and vines grow over the stones. A man and woman are inside, seated on old stools. A beautiful green forest grows to the left, while the castle ruins extend to the right. This card shows a dark or difficult situation that seems to have you trapped. It could be a hurtful, empty relationship, an unhappy or stultifying job, a behavioral or actual addiction, or even a negative, sabotaging belief system. It has held you captive for some time and may have even begun in some past life, but there is a way out, as there always has been. It just takes some effort and determination on your part. Even if these limiting situations and actions are strong, they are self-imposed. The courage and strength required to change lie within you. You must change each faulty belief and every sabotaging choice as they happen. If you do nothing, you'll perpetuate your attachment to this dark situation. Like the crumbling castle, negative choices could stand for a long time to come. Do not let the ruins of your past ruin your future. You have the power to climb out now. Think of the one thing in your life that holds you back and sabotages your success and joy. It may feel like a dark prison, but you already have the key. Fill yourself up with love and self-honoring and see yourself taking your next step to freedom. Okay. Next we have Six of Roses. It's the War of the Roses. Okay, the War of the Roses, Six of Roses. Some clouds gather in the sky. Two lines of mounted knights stand at the ready, facing each other across a clear field of battle. The left side carries the banner of the white rose. The right carries the red rose. This card depicts a war within a relationship and or a battle within your heart about a relationship. Most often this relationship is romantic in nature, but this could also refer to a co-worker, partner, boss, or family member. There could be power plays at the very least. There is a lack of reciprocity and communication. You are at an impasse. Your intuition or your spirit, the white rose, has told you that this experience is not a supportive one, but your passion, fears, and needs, the red rose, keeps you from listening. You have tried to bring the two together as indicated by the dirty flag with the combined white and red rose on the ground. But what's happening in this relationship is not compatible with your spirit's view for you. So there you stand, your spirit and your passions just watching and waiting. The situation is nothing less than karmic, and it's time to listen and take action. Awareness, vision, and self-honoring are required now for you to position yourself best and make plans to leave the battlefield. Close your eyes and see or sense a person with whom you have some type of relationship. It can be any relationship that's happening in your life. Imagine that person handing you a rose. Is the rose vibrant or wilted? Large or small? Bright or dark? Happy or sad? What message do you receive from this rose? I say, for me, it depends what mood he's in. Oh my. Like, if you're in a bad mood and you can care less, right? You'll give a wilted rose. And I guess if that was my first thought, maybe it's not even worth even thinking about, right? So, but that might just be an off day, because everything's fluid. You could feel one way one minute, and then the next minute, you can feel another way. So it has to do with like your temperament as well. Okay, 3 of Keys, the chess game. I think this is the one of the most enlightening cards. I mean, all the cards are really good, but this one kind of resonates with me in so many ways. Okay. A game is in play upon the chessboard. Some of the pieces are sidelined while the bronze queen lies on her side on the playing field. The people represented by these chess pieces are usually those you meet for, the people represented by these chess pieces are not usually those you meet for enjoyable pastimes. This is a card of political and social conflict. You may be in store for difficult interactions in group settings such as boards of directors, corporate hierarchies, management disruptions, or conflicted family situations. Those sides seem to be clearly divided. Many of the people involved are really out for themselves. Deceit is present, and you may not be at all certain about everyone's motives or strategies. It's time for you to take an emotional or even an actual step back. The more you get involved and the stronger you hold your position, the more heated the situation may become. No matter how challenging, try to maintain an inner peace. Do not participate in any battles or allegiances, but don't let yourself be deceived either. Look at everything coolly and unemotionally. The people around you are serving their own agendas. Try to detach, be objective, and treat everyone involved from a deeper source of wisdom without being misled. There may come a time for you to leave or distance yourself from the situation, but because of circumstances, it may not be here yet. For now, let yourself be a knowing observer and watch. Close your eyes and feel yourself upon a chessboard. Really put yourself there and take a look around you. See who the other players are and how you feel about them. What do you want your next move to be? Okay, next we have the 8 of Roses. And that's a gathering, right? Okay. 8 of Roses. Inside a room, people are seated around a table, conversing with interest and energy. There are many icons from different groups and societies. A caduceus, a sunflower, a Tibetan bell, an Egyptian scarab, a dream catcher, and a Star of David are just a few. This card indicates that it's time to join or rejoin your group, your ashram, your tribe, or your sangha. Whatever you call it, it is a community that connects you with others of like-minded purpose and activity. There are many communities in each person's life, and still more that return from past lives. For instance, you have your family, friends, and work associates, but you also have the people with whom you share many creative, cultural, and spiritual purposes. New friends can also be coming your way at this time. Be open to these new connections. You will not only find help with current directives, but you may also reawaken past life relationships, talents, and disciplines. It's time for a happy sharing of your discoveries. Close your eyes and start to feel a new community come around you. People gather and you sense the support of kindred souls. Take a look around you and notice what you sense about the individuals there. Who are they, and what purpose do you hold with them? Next, we have Two of Keys, the Treasure. And this talks about his area being rummaged through, things taken. Two of Keys. A man looks dejectedly at a smashed treasure chest in a room that obviously had been robbed and plundered. Behind him, a stream of light shines from below the lid of an unknown chest that rests on a small table, the only piece of furniture in the room that hasn't been touched. This card represents a great loss or disappointment in your life right now. It could be a loss of a job, relationship, or even opportunity, but remember that this phase is temporary. It might take some time and effort to rally your forces to recover, but there is great treasure within you that is always available. The little chest represents the part of you that is filled with light. It isn't vulnerable and it can never be lost or damaged. When you focus on what's wrong or what's lacking, it perpetuates your sense of emptiness and victimization. So don't let yourself get lost in your loss. Open to the lid, to the light. Open the lid to your light and let it illuminate your way. There are other opportunities and greater wealth awaiting for you to discover. Close your eyes and feel the treasure inside you. There is a golden light there that flows through your whole body and into the air around you. This is your boundless and abundant light, and it acts as a beacon to the world. Okay, let's see what's next. The Eight of Forces. The Eight of Forces. Okay. A lightning bolt illuminates a stormy night sky, striking a tree down to its core. Puddles of rain pool upon the ground. This card shows that it's a time of splitting apart, a time of loss, disappointment, or even a metaphorical death. You may be feeling wounded, grieved, or gravely disappointed. The loss could be a career opportunity, romantic relationship, partnership, creative project, or friendship. At first glance, the event may seem sudden or unexpected, but in the light that flashes, we see the deep puddles of a storm that has been going on for some time. You've probably been aware of the threat or difficulty at some level, even if you were unwilling to accept it before. Now it's time to accept the situation and not fight what is so. There is benefit coming, but it often takes an ending to bring forth a new beginning, and a storm to cleanse the field. Imagine a lightning bolt striking nearby, leaving some destruction in its wake. Now close your eyes and with a deep breath, feel the energy of lightning stir within you. It's almost as if the finger of God is yours to employ. How do you want to direct the energy in your life? Okay, now we're at the 5 of Roses. So I know we saw the 3 of Roses, that was the elementals. So now we have the 5 of Roses. So today is Saturday, and you guys probably won't get this until the afternoon. You know, that's just the process, how long it takes. All right. The garden. 2 children play in a sunny, lush garden. A boy shoots a slingshot while a girl next to him watches a butterfly in the flowers with a magnifying glass. If children aren't a part of your life already, this card could show their arrival. It also could indicate that your children, even adult children, could become more of a focus for you. They may have some concerns of their own, but even so, opportunities for things to mend come easily right now. There's also may be a real change and benefit for one of your children who has a special effort, had made a special effort recently. This is a very advantageous time for the children around you. Enjoy it and help them enjoy it too. Whether upright or reversed, you can look at the adjacent card, the one toward which the boy is shooting and the girl is looking, to get more insight on the children around you and their issues. Apply the details and people in the nearby card to present the future children in your life. Close your eyes, stepping into the garden. Become the child you used to be in heart and mind. Let the child within you take a look around for one of the children in your life who is also playing here. What new perspectives do you have when the child you are meets the child around you? Okay, so I think we had 15, 16, and now we have 13, the Buddha. The Buddha prepares. Okay. Let's see, Buddha prepares. The Buddha sits meditating. The hills in the background are dotted with other people, meditating and patiently waiting for him to speak, but he won't move a muscle until he is ready. This card shows a time of inner preparation before action. Before you can reach outside yourself, you must reach within to find your power, your purpose, and your direction. This period of time may feel a little like waiting, and it appears so in your exterior life because some points of action seem to be at a standstill. Really though, you're just taking the time that you require to prepare and to truly step into your power. Don't be in a hurry. The time to act is coming, and when it's here, your strength will be absolute. Close your eyes and reach for the Buddha within. Feel the peace and easy understanding that there is a time to every purpose under heaven. feel your own sense of purpose stirring softly within you. So will you be ready to serve? So, whenever you make changes, especially major changes in your life, it's like my feeling is you're not ready till you're ready. However, sometimes you're not on your own schedule, right? Sometimes, well, the truth of it is that we're all on God's schedule. Whenever He calls us, we need to wake up and answer the call. And people don't believe that. You do have free will, but if your position of what it is now and what it could be and what it's supposed to be, according to the Akashic records or the what was written in the stars, if you are supposed to be holding a powerful place here on earth for the good, then I don't believe that God wants you to miss that opportunity. And I believe that He will keep throwing everything you're asking for right at you. So, in other words, if you receive the call and He's like, no, God, I'm not ready right now. I'm busy doing what I'm doing. So He'll keep throwing all this, whatever it is that you're doing at you, and you'll have so much of it, and you won't even know how to handle it, that eventually you throw your hands up and you say, obviously this is not working for me. This is not what I'm supposed to be doing. And then I guess that at that point, you could reach up to God, For me, it was a little bit different. It was a lot of drama. Well, I say different, maybe in a different way for most people, or could be similar for some, but so much drama within one relationship, right? And it was the relationship I was attached to. I was married, so it just kept getting worse and worse and worse, no matter how bright we started the day. And in reality now I see that He was sent in my life to actually try to destroy it, and that I had to make a choice that either I was gonna let destruction have my life, my mind, body, and soul, or I was gonna get up out of there. And it's so true when I say I was sitting up in my bed one night and I said, God, I'm ready to take the leap of faith. Show me something, right? Prove me wrong, God, because I'm not really believing it, right? And then everything just opened up for me. Everything has just happened and happened and happened, all for my highest good. So how could I ever deny what God's done in my life? How could I ever tell someone, it's okay that you don't believe in God? I don't think I could ever tell anybody that. I could tell somebody that maybe at this moment that might be what you believe, but there's going to come a day when you're really going to have to choose. You're really going to have to choose from your own heart. If you don't believe that God is love and love is God, then you don't believe in love. Well, I guess if you don't believe in love, you don't believe in hate. But there's so much around us, right? So there's so many things that you could think about on how you cannot deny God's love. You can't deny that He doesn't exist. And it's a beautiful world when you have God within you. I promise you that. Okay, let's see. One of Keys. I'm hoping these cards come through and it gives me some sort of story to tell you, but I'm not really feeling it right now. It'll come to me. Let's see. One of Keys. One is a new beginning, right? So, this one is the Architect. A man and a woman in rich Egyptian dress stand at a table filled with structural drawings and measuring utensils. He is the architect of all they survey, and he points to an unseen building in this expansive project. Throughout the scene, many workers toil on foundations, pylons, and palaces. Yeah, watch out for the snakes. At a mundane level, you could find yourself involved in a building project or renovating and redecorating your house or workplace. Most important, this card shows that it's time for you to step into a position of power. In order to do that, you must recognize your talents and strengths, as well as your authority to take charge. An opportunity beckons that utilizes your skills perfectly. Feel the command you have over the great scope of the situation and take charge. Close your eyes, take a relaxing breath, and move deeply into the authority and confidence that come from your eternal truth. You are an easy command. Feel your talents and power stir within you as you design the destiny you seek. Okay, so we jump to 20 on the major arcanas: will, wisdom, and mind. So, just had this thought that I'm kind of recalling back a little bit, but you never want to talk bad about yourself. You never want to go in the mirror and say, gosh, I have an ugly face, or gosh, look at all this hair on my armpits. I don't know. Maybe you have what do you call those little tag things, skin tags, or I thought they were like moles, but I guess people consider them skin tags. But what I'm saying is never talk bad upon yourself. Never, you don't have to be boastful about yourself, right? Like arrogantly boastful, but you can mention your good qualities if you want, but I just don't believe that you should just say, things like I'm not good enough, or I'm never going to have love in my life, or I'm never going to have wealth in my life. My health is deteriorating, and I'm never going to get better. You never want to say negative things about yourself, because you will speak it into your life. I was talking to my daughter, and I was actually telling her my heart hurt a little, and she was very concerned. And I said, don't worry. I said, it's just, I gotta cut back on the caffeine. Sometimes when I have a lot of caffeine, sort of, your heart's a muscle, right? So, sometimes it feels a little strained. So I have to just, relax, and really need to get off the coffee. But she was very concerned about me. I said, I'm not going anywhere anytime soon, God's grace, right? I said, I'm going to live to be like 95 or maybe 100, and I want to be healthy, so I have to start now. And, it starts with eating good, resting, getting a good amount of rest, exercising, and having a positive mind. So I feel like if you can have a positive mind and release any self-judgment, release any guilt that you have, any regrets. If you let all that go, it gives your spirit space for good stuff to come in, right? More good stuff. And then, so your mind and spirit work that way, but it also works with your body too, because as you heal your mind, right, you're healing your soul. Your soul in turn's healing your body, and it works on all three. So if you're working on your body, then it's healing also to your body, right? Because you're working on it, and then it's healing your mind, right? Because you're less worried. You're not going to worry, oh, my body's falling apart, and then your spirit is also getting healing. So whichever one that you're working on, know that that it's helping the other two sections, right? So it's like yesterday when I was visiting with my nephew, he mentioned that I lost a lot of weight, and how did I do it? I'm crazy about garlic powder, so I kind of put it on, like when you make garlic bread, you sprinkle that on there, and then you sprinkle a little bit of salt, and it's got butter. But I have my bread, and I toast it, and I put avocado on it, and then I sprinkle it with the salt and the garlic. So I have a lot of garlic in my diet, and then I do the grapefruit thing. So that really takes away almost a whole meal, right? Because I don't really eat that much after eating that grapefruit. And what else do I do? I've just incorporated more fresh vegetables and fresh fruit in my diet. And I think that's about it. And I get my exercise, I get my rest. So I think that just by working on all those parts of me, that maybe I'm not getting that much exercise, but the food that I'm eating is like boosting up my metabolism, right? So when I go out and exercise, it's like I have a reserve of the metabolism going on, and then when I come in the house and rest, my body's still as if it's still metabolizing at a higher rate than not doing any walking or any exercises. But I still have work to do. I want to really get back into weights and build my muscle up, because I think that's another place where he might see that I've gotten smaller, right? Because my muscle mass, I haven't done any hard labor since 2018, and so I gotta encourage myself to just go for it and do it. So that's why I have my weights and that sort of thing, and I'm doing my push-ups and then I'm doing my walking. So it takes time to build up, and you have to not beat yourself up if you didn't do it on that day. Just know that there's later on today, and then there's tomorrow, right? God willing. And tomorrow comes, then we just have to be dedicated to taking the best care of ourselves, because it's our body that's going to take us wherever we go in this lifetime, right? Anyways, I get a little quiet sometimes on the readings, because I wonder and think that maybe I'm talking too much. So let me get on and read this. It's regarding will, wisdom, and mind. Okay. A gold crown of power and authority rests above a Celtic trinity knot. On either side of the Celtic knot are the alchemical symbols for fire and water. Below is the ancient three-legged symbols of the coat of arms from the Isle of Man. This card brings with it a time of enormous power, balance, and expression. The first three rays, or the energies of the divine, move within you equally: power and will, love and wisdom, and intellect or mind. You are working intimately, even if you're not conscious of it, with the ascended masters who are linked to those energies. With the participation of the masters, you can raise your focus to a higher power and purpose. You can combine the fire of creativity with the water of receptivity in order to make your contribution to the world. With the gold crown raised high, you're likely to find yourself in a significant position of authority and influence at this time. It is likely to be a phase of great activity, but you can handle it. With these powers in play, you're able to discipline yourself to bring together the meditation, creativity, rest, and action required. Take advantage of this time and use your powers well. They are nothing less than the divine forces moving through you, so you can manifest their power in the world. The power, heart, and mind of God dwell within you. Close your eyes and feel these divine forces. Your energy grows, your heart overflows with love, and your mind is as boundless as the sky. Feel yourself expand to limitlessness. So, the thing is, you have to believe in yourself. You have to, first of all, if you see somebody doing something that you wish that you could do, well, you're already going down the right path, right? You're already seeing what someone else is doing is impressive to you for whatever reasons, because it's your story, right? So you're impressed by how this person is acting, how they're performing, what the outcomes of what they're doing is, and you're really intrigued by what this person is doing as a whole. So there's nothing wrong with mimicking them. There's nothing wrong with doing your own research and saying, well, if he does it this way, I can do it this way too, but I'll just change up a little bit, like to make it my own, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with going to that person and saying, hey, Bob, how is it that you're so good at photography? Can you give me a couple pointers? This is the camera I'm thinking about buying, and then he can give you his professional input if this is the first time you ever picked up a camera to do photos for your life work, right? And anybody who is not competitive, anyone who is appreciative of someone admiring them in a positive way, most people will say, they'll give their honest opinion. They're not going to go tell you to buy the wrong one. If they have other motives than honesty or goodness, they'll guide you down the wrong lane. Okay, so make sure you seek out the people who are genuinely doing good for themselves, and they're able to share. A lot of people won't share that. A lot of people believe that, if I give you all my secrets, then you can take all my clients. Well, you obviously don't want to share your client list with anybody, right? But at the same time, I don't know, I guess that's a fine line. Will you tell everything that you know? I don't think they really need to know everything right off the bat anyways, because they're brand new. But you can give them the good pointers on what cameras to get and why, and then you feel good about giving someone who admires your work good information. So I have this vision of having one of those cameras that takes like the pictures of the hummingbirds, the still photos. I guess they flash at a different, or they click at a different speed. But I love pictures like that. And, with some sort of zoom lens on it. And then I'm like interested in knowing how do you take the picture, right? And have say if it's a hummingbird, you have a hummingbird, you take it at such a flash that the hummingbird is still in the picture. There's no movement in the picture, but then the background's all blurry. So those are kind of interesting ones. And I mean, there's all different kinds now. They're using mirrors to do all those trick photography things, which is really cool. And there's just so much you could do. The underwater photos are pretty awesome. And I don't know, it's kind of one of my passions, but right now I'm doing this. And I think I'm always going to do this. Eventually, when I'm branching out, I won't be doing 3 readings a day, Eventually, I'll be cutting down to 1 so I can have time to do other things, but still keep in touch, right? Okay, next. We have the One of Roses, commitment. I say, this is about committing to yourself. How can you commit to others if you can't commit to yourself, right? I think this is really an important card, and I guess most people would look at it, oh my God, someone's getting married. Well, it could very likely be that for you, and if it is, I'm happy for you. But at the same time, you got to really love yourself. You got to respect yourself. You got to commit to keeping yourself a certain way that makes you happy. It's kind of like so many times, right? There's people who get married, right? So I'll pick on the guys. So you have a really nice physique, right? And then you get married and all of a sudden you're a couch potato. Then you get that belly, right? You lose your muscle mass, and then, really, it really becomes unattractive. Okay, so you always want to keep yourself up. You always want to say, hey, this is what I do in my life. I get up and I run 2 miles. I do calisthenics or whatever it is that you do. I need someone to add to my relationship or add to who I am, and I will add to who you are. I don't want someone to come in and take over my whole life, right? I don't want, of course you want the togetherness, right? But you still should be entitled to keep your body up. It's so important. It's so important, you don't just catch the fish and then stick it in the bucket, right? You at least take it and put it in a saltwater tank or something so it can grow. That's probably not a good example, but my point is, I'm on this journey now, right? So I am older, but people really think I'm younger, and my mind mostly is young. I like being around young people, and I still have aspirations of getting one of those electric scooters, and it probably would be okay in this town, but probably not anywhere else that I could think of. I think I don't know. I was talking to my daughter about it. She's like, "No, Mom, not in Austin." I was like, "Okay, well, it's not a very good idea then." Anyways, I still have aspirations in doing things. I still have the strength to climb a mountain. Maybe not a steep mountain, but I still have the strength to do those kind of things. And I kind of see myself skydiving one day, but I just don't want to go do that by myself, you know. I want to share that experience with somebody. So, yeah, there's still things I want to do. I want to get one of those clay little spinning tables, and make some vases and stuff. And I'm like a hands-on kind of person. I like to do a lot of different art things. It's just like you have to have the money to buy the materials, you have to have the time, you have to have the space. Mud will be flung out all over around here, so it'd have to be something that maybe I can do like outside, I guess, under a covered area that can be hosed down. But yeah, there's just so much in life to do. And when you start not wanting to do anything with your life, you know, like if all your life consists of is watching the same reruns on TV and drinking your beer and, you know, taking your smoke breaks outside and smoking cigarettes, you know, I guess it's all right for some people, but it's not anywhere that I could ever see myself being settled down to. So I like to go, and I like to be out in the fresh air. I like to have a clean house. I like to have everything in order, even though, you know, not everything in my house is in order, but it's functionable, and you know, there's room for improvement. I'm not going to lie to you. But to commit to others, first you have to commit to yourself. Regardless of what this is going to read, you have to commit to yourself that, you know, it's okay that you love yourself first. It's okay that you work on yourself, work on things that, that's, whether it's on your bucket list or it's on your mental list, you know, these are the things that have been bothering me for years. I want to work through all these little details. I still want you in my life. I still want to work on us, but understand that, you know, I also want to stay continued to be committed to me. And if your spouse or your future spouse or someone you're entertaining can understand that, hey, you know, I'm working on me. And it's important to work on me, because if I don't work on me, then I'm going to start falling apart, right? So it's important to stay exercised up. It's important to have proper rest. It's important to do your cleansing, whether it's mind, body, or soul, whether it's in your house or in your car, you know. And you know, if you two decide to move in together, you know, you guys can share the chores. You can make it kind of fun, probably. And you can actually, like, keep the vibe high when you're doing all the things that you both want to do. You know, maybe it's one weekend you do what he wants. Maybe the next weekend you guys do what you want. You know, but as a commitment, you know, if you can't commit to yourself and be responsible to yourself and have integrity and love, forgiveness for yourself, you can't give it to anybody else, and you can't really share it. You can't share what you don't have, right? So let me read this commitment thing. And I'm all about two people coming together, so I don't want you to think that either. Okay, but just make sure that everything's discussed in a loving way and everything's figured out, and you guys honestly can see that, say if you're requesting 5 items on your list, right? These are the 5 things. And you see your spouse isn't reaching them, but he or she told you that he could or she could, you know, then you have to step back and say, hey, you know, you agreed on this, and can you tell me why this isn't happening? Or whatever, you know. So, it's not a perfect world, obviously, right? So commit to yourself first for your true self-love, and then I think you can do anything. Okay, roses are scattered around a contract on a highly lit desk. When this card appears upright, it means that a valuable union is at hand. A romantic commitment may be coming to your way, or perhaps a love from past lives is returning to you. A business commitment may be forthcoming, such as the offer of a promotion or a new job, or the opportunity to form a partnership or create a new business venture. This card could also indicate the signing of other types of papers, including the sale or purchase of a house, or the beginning of a new investment. Either way, this card is filled with light, and it indicates that good results are in the offing. As with many cards, part of the meaning refers to you. It is a reminder to be conscious of your commitment to yourself. If you want others to put you first, or to help bring happiness to your life, then you must commit to do the same. Your self-honoring choices will set the groundwork for all your partnerships to thrive. Close your eyes, and with a deep breath, bring in the word commitment. Feel its energy fill you with the dedication and purpose. You are ready to make a priority of every commitment, large or small, in your life, especially to yourself. Okay? Your commitment to yourself. And you know, if you're a man and you tell a prospective woman that you want in your life, look, I've been here, I've been there, blah, 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 blah. This is what I've come to have to acknowledge in my own life, is that I have to commit to myself, and I have to, these are my priorities in my life, that for me I have to put forth, you know, in the forefront of my life. Does that mean I don't want you in my life? No, of course not. It means that if you're in agreement with any of these, well, like, that's not even the right way to say it. How would you say it? You would say, I have these 4 things that I have to have in my life. And then you would say something like, how do you feel about those 4 things? You know, she might say, well, yeah, I kind of feel that way about myself too. So then you guys already acknowledge that you both can work on each individually, right? You can work on yourselves individually, but you can still maintain a relationship that says you two are together, right? So at the same time, you know, I don't know, they have poly relationships now, so that would have to be something. Is that part of your commitment? Are you planning on having a poly relationship? Are you planning on having an open relationship? How exactly are you committing to each other? So all of that has to be discussed and everything, and you guys have to be on the same page, right? Because if one believes in poly and the other one doesn't, you know, that's going to be a real situation, right? And if it's never discussed, then, well, it's kind of left in the open. Well, I thought you knew I was poly, so, you know, I was going out with John tonight. I can only imagine. Okay, so we had the 20, I think, and now we got the 21, the Uriel and the Sphinx. So let me read that for you. Okay. Let's see. The Archangel Uriel stands before the Sphinx under a full moon. The Sphinx is usually shown with the body of a lion, indicating strength, and the head of a king, showing authority and intelligence. But more than this, the Sphinx represents the enigmatic and inscrutable, the silent holder of truth and the ancient mysteries of the world. Here, the Archangel Uriel. Stop, boy. Hey, don't you growl at me. Go on, get. Go. Go. The silent holder of truth and the ancient mysteries of the world. God bless you, Tambo. Here the Archangel Uriel connects and confers with the great source of mystery. This card shows that it's time for you to do the most important and possibly the most difficult work in your life, the digging and inner discovery that takes you to your deepest self and your deepest power. Even the great Sphinx had to be dug out many times from the blowing desert sands that buried it up to its neck. And you must dig diligently too. You may have to chip away at the rock-like substance of your old beliefs and history so that you can get to the truth inside. But don't worry, you have begun already and you've already made considerable inroads. There's also someone here to help you, Uriel, whose name means Fire of God. You can work directly in your meditation with this archangel for self-understanding, transformation, and guidance. Also be on the lookout for someone in your daily life whom Uriel has sent. This could be a teacher, a mentor, or even a new friend who shares a kinship with you about this inner quest. It is a relationship of great value that comes in a time of profound power. Don't diminish the importance of this phase. It is this work that leads you to your initiation into your highest power. Since the Archangel Uriel approach you and send his energy into you, take a deep breath and feel yourself fill with the desire to carve out a new life for yourself. Let this force and purpose swell within you. With them, you can blast away the old and create the new life in every moment. Okay. Next we have, the Divine Physician, number 6, Major Arcana. Let's see. Okay, so before I start reading that, I'm going to pull 3 more cards. Okay. Set those there. I always just want to look at the next 3. Okay, so I might have to read a few more. Okay, so the Divine Physician stands before a well, carrying a jug of healing water and sharing his light of healing with those nearby. Upon his robe is the caduceus, the emblem of medicine and healing, called Dion Check by the Celts. He made the mortally wounded rise again through his incantations of sacred words. This powerful, eternal healing spirit walks with you at this time. This card indicates that you are moving into a time of magnificent healing on many levels. There is a person who can be a great healer for you, as well as a teacher who shares healing gifts that you can pass on to others. If you don't know this person yet, keep your eyes open. He or she is coming. You may also find yourself being called to help others at this time. Remember that word and thought, belief, and feelings are key components in healing to self and in teaching others to heal. They are important tools in the divine physical medical bag, so make sure that they are part of yours too. Know that the light of healing shines around you and through you. Such a radiant joy can bring well-being to all. Since the Divine Physician as he steps in front of you and pours the light and energy of perfect healing into you. Close your eyes and feel the radiant warmth of joy, health, and well-being. Own the harmony and strength that fill you. Okay. So I want to be able to give you the time thing for the Google. So we had that one. So this is the first 3 cards. Okay, so the next one is the winged rose. 2 of roses, winged messages. So this one speaks about this hawk bringing in a message, and that there may be other messages to come. But these 2 pigeons, let me get to that. 2 of roses, winged messages. Okay. Hold on, Tambo. He needs to go out. Oh, white dove carries a message. So the white dove is carrying a message, but also Okay, the winged message. I'm sorry, I had to take a break to let my dog go outside for a minute. And now he wants my attention. 2 of roses. With a deep breath, bring your focus within you and feel the brilliant, pure white energy from your higher self. As you fill with a sense of this radiant being, invite a message from your spirit about any personal concern that lies before you at this time. Whether you get a word, a feeling, or an image, let yourself receive the message immediately. Okay, then the next one is up in the air, Major Arcana 18. Okay, 18. Oh. Hold on. Okay, 18. Take a deep breath and fill yourself with the power of trust. An outcome you seek drifts in the distant sky, and though you don't know when it will be realized, peace is yours completely. You know that it's on its way. Okay, then the Oracle of Delphi, which is number 1. Okay. Close your eyes and go within. Feel your psychic energy growing, expanding upward from the very depths of your being. Now notice the first thing that you sense. Okay. Let's see. Then the next one is the King of Forces. King of Forces. Okay. Close your eyes and sense the King of Forces by your side. Feel universal beauty and power move within you. Through you and around you, feel how gentle this force and wisdom are. How will you rule the forces and allow them to serve you? Okay, the fated meeting. Fated meeting. So my dog's 11. You probably heard me say that a few times. And I wanted to make sure that he was getting the best dog food. Like, you know, I'm kind of on a budget, so but I want to make sure he's getting the best dog food. So what I've been feeding him is the baby formula, because the baby formulas, the baby dog food formulas, they have all the nutrients, right? And he's been eating that, and he's so full of energy now, and he feels really good. His appetite's come up, and I'm so happy that I found something that he likes to eat. Okay, so the fated meeting. Take a deep breath and fill yourself with the expectation of someone special coming. Feel the excitement of this important approach. It's someone to know, to hold, and to help you. This person is almost here. And then next is the Seven of Scrolls. The Seven of Scrolls. There's a situation in your life, bless you, Tombo, that requires your attention to detail right now. Close your eyes and imagine that this situation is a puzzle in pieces on a table in front of you. Imagine the individual pieces and sense what you notice and feel about them. Okay. So, oops. Okay. So, we have quite a few cards here. So we begin with the Queen of Forces. Let's see. The Elemental. So kind of feel like this card is indicating that whoever this woman is, right? She's really attached to nature. But this has been going on her whole life. She's been down paths unknown. The paths that were her regular route. I guess at one point or another she decided to go down the unknown ones. Okay, so maybe the path, the clearest path, was the path like of her life, right? Going from point A to point B, doing everything that's required to be a decent young lady, right? And then maybe one path is one marriage and one path is the other. So possibly this woman could have been married twice, or it could be, doesn't have to be marriage, okay? But it could be maybe you've changed your careers. Maybe this path here was the path that all women take. They're the secretary. They're the data entry person. They're the banker. Okay, so then the other paths could be different paths other than what women normally take. And maybe one of the paths put her on a new journey. The journey of who she's supposed to be. And she's learned that being a muse is, people get like addicted, to people's spirit, to their personality, right? They kind of long for them. It's like, when you walk in the room, people could be busy doing their own thing, but it's the energy that it's like their higher selves, right? Their higher selves already recognize, oh, I feel like there's someone special coming in, and they turn around and there you are, right? Have you ever had that happen before, where people look at you in a way and it's like, why are they looking at me like that? That actually just happened to me yesterday when I went with my nephew. A couple midgets. I don't know. I couldn't read their mind, but but I saw them looking at me a certain way, and I had just shut down everything. But I didn't really want to know. Maybe, I'm not sure. My dog is a good character of people, so if I had him with me, he would be able to discern for me. And I've had him out before, and if he had a certain vibe about them, like regarding me, it's crazy, but he would make noise. Okay, caught in the ruins. So it says this is a man and a woman caught in the ruins. Is this a couple that realize that their relationship's going nowhere and they don't know how to break away from each other? Or could it be, I don't know, could it be a brother and sister who are still trying to figure out, what happened between them? Like, not anything weird, but just like maybe they had a fight or something and their spirit is still calling them to reconnect. And I say brother and sister because it's boy and girl. Doesn't necessarily have to be that. And then the War of the Roses. I say the rose that someone would get me would depend upon his or her, how they're feeling that day, If they're feeling caring and loving, then the rose would be a vibrant color and it would be big and it would be not wilted. But if their spirit is beaten up, if their spirit feels like, like why am I even doing this for her, Does she really deserve this? But I'm going to do it anyways because I don't really have an answer for you guys. I'm just trying to think. I know that if someone really cared about me and they cared about themselves, then I know my rose would be vibrant and big and not wilted. And some people, maybe it was bright, right, and big and not wilted, but then they decided to go sit somewhere to decide what is it that they're going to say, and then by the time they bring it, it's sat in the sun for a while or whatever in the heat, and it became wilted. So it's all in your interpretation. And then the chess game, I kind of always said that whenever big meetings came and people were voting about something, I kind of stayed silent because, I didn't voice my opinion, because if people already are, if they're going by how many people say a certain thing, it's already predetermined. It's already predetermined when say someone higher up knows what the conversation's going to be. They already gather their people together and say, let's go this way. Let's all agree this way, right? So that way we can have this, that, and the other. So everybody has their own agendas, although professionally they're supposed to look like they're giving everybody a fair shake. It doesn't work like that these days anymore. Eight of Roses, the Sangha community. This is basically telling you that whoever you feel like is part of your soul tribe, people that see on your same mindset, the same level, those are the people you want to reach out to have in your life. At the same time, in all fairness, if you have 10 people in a room and you all believe pretty much the same things, but there are variations, right? Because not everybody will believe the exact same thing, unless you're the so-called cult leader and you make it so, in a manipulative sort of way that, if you want to be in my group, you got to believe this, that, and the other, right? It could all be done in a brainwashing technique. It could all be done spiritually. Okay, so what I'm saying about this is just because you have 10 people who all are like-minded, you still have to give people room to be their own independent thinker, right? and you have to respect that their thought process is different than yours. But basically, you all are aligned, right? So don't be too quick to judge. Don't be too quick to say, oh, well, he said that one statement, I didn't like it, so, I want to kick him off our group. Stuff like that, right? So we have to be open-minded, and we have to know that not one person knows everything. I mean, there's only one that walked this earth that knew everything, and that was Jesus, right? He was solely connected with the divine, his Father, our Father, okay? So the next card we have is the Two of Keys, the Treasure. So this has to do with loss, right? So maybe in this story, there was a group of people that said, hey, I don't really like that person's way of thinking, and if I don't like it, then you shouldn't like it too, right? That's sort of how I'm feeling about these cards right now. So they're all in agreement, because maybe some who aren't really in agreement are not sure whether it's worth the fight to say their opinion, because someone else already has a different opinion slightly and they're kicking them off, right? No, I want to stay in the group. I don't really want to tell how I really feel because they're already kicking that person off, So then whoever didn't speak up really has, they're disappointed in themselves that they didn't protect what they thought was really important to them, right? Maybe they didn't even realize how important it was to them. But then they didn't speak up, so now they're left with some things to pick up, right? They got to pick up their own pieces. And, that's painful when you have a certain feeling, whatever that feeling is, and you're unable to speak about it because you want to fit in the group. So therefore you lost a big part of yourself when things were stolen from you. And that could be emotionally, that could be energetic, and that could be physical. I think this is more talking about energetically having treasures, right? Those are the treasures that really count. So then, maybe through it all, whoever this is trying to break away. They're saying, I don't really want to be part of this group. I invested a lot. I thought I wanted to, but I see how you guys just decide who's who and who's not who, without even bringing that person in front and saying, hey, do you know when you said that statement, can you explain that? No, they all just called judgment on this person and said, oh, we don't want him in our group. So now you're saying, I don't really want to be in the group either. I don't really want to be part of this this group of people who think that they hold more power than anybody else. They think that they're the elite, right? And they all just work together, right? Possibly. They all just work together. How can anyone at a work level, I'm talking like, they're not at corporate, right? They're not at the administrative building. They're workers, right? So this is this guy saying, you guys took from me energetically, and there was no reprieve for that person that you guys just kicked to the curb. So no, I don't want to be a part of this. And so he's causing the lightning bolt to split apart from what was once something really solid and beautiful, he thought. When the light came and shined on it, he saw that it was all moves to position themselves to purposely leave out others because, they thought they weren't smart enough. They thought they weren't pretty enough. They thought they weren't tall enough. They thought, whatever it is that they thought. And they took something that was probably really positive to him and turned it negative and made it a negative thing, whatever, through lies and deceit. Anyways, he's saying, I'm not going to be a part of this. Just God, give a lightning bolt and separate me from this. Okay. So this here has to do with, reminiscing. It doesn't have to be boy, girl. It could be whatever it is, right? How this person felt about this other person. Maybe they spent time together. Maybe they grew up together. Maybe they spent time together and they could act like, innocent kids being grown adults, right? So he's reminiscing about what it was, I guess. So he decides, I want to be part of the better part of the world, right? Like the higher side, the higher self. So he's going into his own studies. He's following how this Buddha has the self-control, the open heart, the easy to talk to, the easy to listen to. The firmness, but the loving voice, right, of his powerful words that come from God. So he's preparing himself to convert his life. He knows that it's going to be hard work. He knows that he has to pay attention to what's here and now and what could be in the future, so he can be ready for any obstacles that he could have easily removed. And he knows that God will be there to guide him, to give him all of these abilities, to carry him through to his journey, to his passion, to his purpose. And he's committed. He's saying, Dear Lord, dear God, dear Heavenly Father, I commit to you. I commit to what you want me to do with my life. I commit to myself doing the best that I can. I commit to not giving up on myself or on you, dear God Almighty. Guide me, protect me, help me. And he has to go to the diving deep, the digging out of who he was before and realizing I acted this way for that reason. I became this person because these things happened in my life. I can now release all of these things that have been holding me back from my pure intentions, from my perfect, imperfect journey that I'm supposed to be on. And I have Archangel Uriel to help me. And God sees to that. God sees that my voice becomes powerful. God sees that my hands, just by touching and explaining, I have a voice that people want to hear. I have a voice that people want to listen to. I have a voice and the words that God gives me to heal others as I'm going about my day. To be a healer, to help people understand, hey, I've been in some dark places too. I've had bad things happen to me too. This is how I came out of it. You know, you can walk around with a chip on your shoulder, or you can actually dive deep and go in for the real healing. And that way your heart becomes pure again. Your mind, body, and soul become healthy. You can release the negativity and let it go in the past. And the messages come down. You know, you might be sitting, getting up first thing in the morning, having your first cup of coffee or your cup of tea, and, you know, a message can come down from the universe. I want you to go to Damascus. I think that's a place in the Bible, right? Might not be Damascus these days, but, you know, God's going to say, oh, I want you to go see this person, and I want you to discuss this, or I'm going to be bringing by someone who's going to be helpful in your journey because, well, you're sitting here by yourself and you need company because there's 2 seats. That's why I said that. It's being kind of funny. Okay, so knowing what you know, knowing what you've been told, knowing the parts that have been foretold to you, you shouldn't worry about what the future brings. You should have faith that, hey, you know, this person told me A, B, C, D, and so far I've seen A and B. So if I've seen A and B, well, after this person told me, then, right, it would be wise for me to consider C and D. So, you know, maybe you're going to pray to God, and maybe you're going to say, hey, God, you know, so-and-so told me this, it came to fruition, I believe it was a sign from you, and I'm just going to leave it up in the air for you, Lord, and you bring it down to me when you're ready in your divine timing. I will continue to live my life and try to heal myself and live a good life, and I will just live with the knowing that in divine timing you'll bring that to me that I see in the future. Right? They're looking at that balloon at that moment, but they don't know what the basket holds. So that would be in the future. The Oracle of Delphi, she's the lady that receives the message. So she's sitting on this high table, and I don't know why the diffuser thing's blowing up, but whatever. Anyways, it doesn't mention that. Anyway, so she sits in the chair and her hands open, so she's the receiver of the information from heaven. And then he's the interpreter, right? So it doesn't seem like she's really telling him. He's energetically interpreting what message she's receiving. Okay. So that could be the 2 people working together. Okay, so the King of Forces, we started with the Queen of Forces. So now he's graduated to the King of Forces, so he's a perfect match for the Queen of Forces. They could work together and they could do a lot of things. And God's going to see that it's a fated meeting. Now, just because it's a fated meeting, well, as above, so below. So I say, what I was getting ready to say is you could energetically already meet, right? Your higher selves, your spirit can they've already recognized each other. So as above, so below. So this could have already happened spiritually. You know, like, oh, I felt John with me today. Oh, it felt so good. And John knows that he felt Sue today, right? John and Sue. Now down below, you know, when it goes into their regular 3D selves, then they can have a fated meeting. And that's all divine timing, right? And then the last is the 7 of Scrolls, which now all of this makes sense. So they have the fated meeting. They come to terms what they have to build. So apparently he's the master builder, right? So he makes sure that the walls, the foundation is strong to last, it said, into centuries. So he knows that for every brick, finding the perfect spot for how he sets it for the foundation of this big building will determine, this is like determining his commitment to his journey, right? Having the good foundation. That'll happen. It takes the little stones now until it's complete. But once he's done, this building will last for centuries. Okay, so that's the end of your reading. I thought that was a beautiful ending. So sometimes, like I say, when you're reading these cards, just reading out of the book, you're reading what's out of the book, but some people can get the storyline right away. I blame it on my sister for hitting me in the head with the baseball bat years ago. Not really. I used to say that a lot after I came out of that. Anytime I did something wrong, one of my brothers said, "Oh, just blame it on Terry because she hit you in the head with the baseball bat." So I think I said that for about 6 months or a year, And I was just a kid, and my sister, she was 8 years older than me. So I don't know if that really affected her. I think it must have, but I was just a kid. I was just kidding around. Okay, so the time is 9:34. Oh, now it's 9:35. Okay, I'm going to go with 9:35 because all I did was swoop it up and it turned 9:35. Okay. And we get Joanne. That's good. I don't have to search for her now. Okay, let me read this to you. Number 935 is a blend of the energies and attributes of number 9 and number 3, and the vibrations of number 5. Number 9 denotes endings and conclusions and relates to the universal spiritual laws, a higher perspective, strength of character, leading life as a positive example for others, duty and calling, sensitivity, benevolence, altruism, and light working. Number 3 resonates with joy, growth, and expansion, spontaneity, and joy, manifesting and manifestation, optimism, and enthusiasm, being brave, creative, and self-expression, sociability, and communication. Number 3 also relates to the energies of the Ascended Masters. Number 5 resonates with spontaneity, opportunities, life changes, making positive choices, personal freedom, and individuality, resourcefulness, vitality, cleverness, and intelligence, adaptability, and versatility, and life lessons learned through experience. Angel number 935 is a message regarding the important life choices and positive changes you are making or are about to make in your life. Trust that these changes are in alignment with your life path and soul mission and have been divinely inspired. Your prayers and positive affirmations have been heard and are being responded to in the form of new opportunities and circumstances that will propel you along your divine life path and soul purpose. Have faith and trust in your intuitive messages and take action accordingly. Close the door on negative, unhealthy, and/or toxic relationships and/or situations, and do not feel guilt or remorse. Understand the lessons they brought you and move forward to better and brighter experiences. Angel number 935 is a message that your life changes are supported by the angels and Ascended Masters, and you are to trust that they are the right changes for you to make. Put these changes and their positive results to good use and live and lead your life mission with passion and enthusiasm. You will be setting a positive example for others to learn from and in turn incorporating into their own lives. When you use your unique gifts to their fullest in your life, you step into your own power and become more aware of your true worth in this world. Find your light and shine it brightly. So I just want to say thank you, God, for this message. The message, this ending message, the whole message as a whole. This bottom part says, you will be setting a positive example for others to learn from and in turn incorporating into their own lives. Right? This is the first card of the reading, and then the time stamp of 9:35 on the angel numbers. If this is just a coincidence, you're in the wrong place in your own mind. This is a synchronicity that Divine is here with us, and this is the message that He holds for you to shine brightly. And if you need my help, if you need my voice, if you need my words, whatever it is that I have, I share with you. I don't hold on to, I hold it sacred, okay? I'm not going to tell you I don't hold it sacred, but I will say that, this is my path to help people along. And how could I pull this card and know that we're going to finish at 9:35? I don't have to know. I can only tell you this is a synchronicity for all of you out there. That whatever it is that you want to do, God is supporting you to make whatever changes in your life so that you become the best version of you, and you can leave your impression over the world regarding love, regarding God. God is love and love is God. There's only one. So I leave you today and I say, go out and enjoy the day. Live divinity within you. It's a beautiful place to be, and it really helps you, really helps temper you. It helps you to be able to speak better, to articulate, to say words that aren't hurting, to consider other people's feelings, right? But to also have your own self-love. I won't let people take my energy. Like, I don't mind spending time with people, and I don't mind telling stories. I don't mind having a few laughs. But if it's one way, if I'm just giving you my energy and you're just taking it with nothing in return, I don't need those kind of people in my life. Okay? And I say that in the most loving way, because I would never wish that something bad happened to anybody. Because I believe that regardless if it's 2024 or not, karma will answer. Karma, I want good karma. I'll do anything to have good karma. I'll do anything that I believe that God wants me to do or wants me to say. And I will ride the storm. Like I said, there's a big thing that I need to do. And I need to build the strength, and the timing has to be right. And it could be a very scary thing to do when when, you know, a lot of people might say you don't have any business even saying anything about it or whatever, you know, and this is not having to do anything with family. It has to do with the community. But, you know, family's family, right? Family's one size, and then the community's much larger. So, yeah, it's something that I gotta work through my fears, and it's something that I need God to strengthen me, and when the divine timing comes, you know, He's gonna nudge me to say what I gotta say, and I know it's coming soon. So, just pray for me as I go through this process, please, and I'll pray for you. So, this is the end of the reading. I'm going to go ahead and post it, and then as soon as it clears, I'll post one more. So, God bless you all. Thank you for spending so much time with me. Sending you love, light, peace, and harmony, happiness, and healing. All the goods, okay? Bye for now. Aloha.